Hello to the Education Impact 2021 event. I am so happy to be with you. But let me get right to the point. Our public schools are in a cultural and moral crisis. From radical sex ed that destroys the innocence of our kids, to sowing gender confusion in their hearts, to labeling our students as oppressors or victims just because of their skin color. Our public schools have even more become the epicenter of the struggle to protect kids. And let me say that I know there are hundreds of thousands of heroic people of faith and integrity teaching and leading in our public schools who are holding the line against these challenges, sometimes in very private ways. I know because we represent many of them here at Christian Educators Association International. But despite their efforts, many are questioning whether or not we have reached a tipping point in our schools. But I believe there is still an opportunity for us to change direction. Let me suggest two simple ways that we can work together to oppose and even reverse this radical agenda. First, we can dry up much of the source of this agenda by defunding the politicized teachers' unions. Second, we can equip and support teachers of faith that are in public schools to more boldly live out their calling to be lights in what can often feel like an increasingly dark place. So first, let's talk about teachers' unions. Here in California, our state teachers' unions have been leading the charge for this radical agenda, taking their members' union dues to get the laws passed that have created this crisis. Laws like the Healthy Youth Act, or AB 1266, which hurts kids by enabling gender confusion and requires educators to deceive their students' parents. So what do? Well, every California teacher who belongs to a union pays about $1,100 each year in dues. Of that $1,100, about $900 goes to the state and national unions, which spend a huge portion of that money on politics, advocacy, curriculum, conferences, and lots of other activities that promote this agenda. If you multiply this by the 400,000 teachers union members in California, that's $360 million every year. It is no wonder that the CTA has been described as the most powerful interest group in the state. But I have some exciting news. Because of a U.S. Supreme Court victory in 2018, we can dry up a big chunk of the funding for this agenda. Because of the Janus ruling, teachers now have a constitutional right to leave their unions and not pay them a cent. And many teachers are leaving unions because their unions don't represent their values. In fact, a 2017 Education Week survey found that 57% of educators identify as either Republican or independent, and only 29% consider themselves liberal or very liberal. George Barna says that half of all public school teachers in the nation go to church at least once a month. Imagine how much we could reduce support for this radical agenda if just the church-going and conservative teachers in California left the unions. Of course, if you are a teacher or know a teacher, this brings up a lot of questions. Let me assure you that pay, benefits, and retirement are absolutely not affected by union membership. You can learn more and opt out of your union at ceai.org/unions. And this brings us to our second way to reverse this radical agenda, equipping teachers to courageously and legally live out their faith in our public schools to stand in the gap for our kids. This is one goal that our ministry, CEAI, has been working towards since 1953. We have thousands of members across the nation and in all 50 states. We provide double the amount of liability insurance the union offers, a local attorney to protect teachers in the case of a job action, and unlimited access to our legal and educational consultants. And we do this all for about 1/5 of the cost of California union dues. And one of the great things about our coverage is that it remains in your name and can't be taken from you. Union coverage is provided at the discretion of the union and can be pulled if they don't agree with your politics or your faith. In addition, we provide access to resources like online webinars, local events, an award-winning magazine, compelling videos, daily devotionals, and much more, all designed to help Christian educators understand how to be lights for Jesus in our public schools without breaking the law. If you are a public school educator concerned about this agenda, I'm encouraging you, take a step of faith, leave your union, stop sending tens of thousands of dollars over the course of your career to fund this agenda. Then prayerfully consider joining CEAI to restore your protections and get equipped and encouraged. We are praying for you as we work together to demonstrate God's love by protecting our kids. Thank you.